Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for joining me. We're going to quickly talk about the hockey because NHL just came out with a announcement of how the 2020-2021 season is going to be looking like, especially with the division realignment, as well as their shortened season to 56 games. I know some of you were here for the NHL skits that Rick and I had, and I just kind of want to get a little bit of an announcement out there. We will return back to NCAA college basketball content once we get those videos out. Those will still be weekly stuff. I just want to at least talk about the NHL because there were some things that we were doing during the playoffs. But NHL just announced that they will be doing 56 games this season. They've also realigned the divisions, and we will talk about those, how that's going to be breaking down. But for the 56 games that they have going on right now, it looks like pretty much you're just going to stay within your division throughout the entire 56 games, and as well as during the playoffs. From the NHL site right here, it just reads each team in the East, Central, and West divisions will play each other. Will play every other team in its division 8 times, while each team in the North division will play every other team in its division 9 to 10 times. So it pretty much just seems like if you're going to be in the West Division, you're going to stay in the West Division for all the 56 games that you're going to be playing. All the North teams are going to stay in their division and just play the North teams. Again, there is a division realignment, especially with the Canadian and U.S. borders closing. So pretty much you have the entire North Division, which, let's just be honest, the North Division is just Canadian teams. That's all it is. Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Vancouver, and Winnipeg. And then you got the East Division, which I'm pretty sure just stayed as Metropolitan. Let me look it up real quick. Politan. Which I'm pretty sure I think they gained. Yeah, they gained Buffalo Sabres, but the East just pretty much became, like I said, the Metropolitan plus Buffalo. So you got Boston, Buffalo, New Jersey, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Washington. Then you pretty much just broke the entire East, what used to be the Eastern Division of basically like weird North cities in the States and then the Southern states. And you essentially broke apart the Central Division as well. So the West Division is going to be the 3 California teams of Anaheim, LA, San Jose, as well as you're still maintaining Vegas and Arizona. And then they gained 3 of the Central Divisions to accommodate for the 3 Canadian teams they lost. From the Central Division coming over to the West is going to be Colorado, who's the most western of those cities, Minnesota Wild, as well as St. Louis Blues. The Central Division just became pretty much whatever was left over of the Central teams that left to the West, as well as the Eastern Conference. So in the Central, you got Carolina Hurricanes, Chicago Blackhawks, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Florida, Nashville, and Tampa Bay. There's going to be a lot of travel within that West, even more so, especially if you're going to be keeping the same division, especially if going from LA all the way over to Minnesota. But that's what those divisions are going to be breaking down towards. They're just probably going to be staying within your own division. Interesting. The playoff format will still be the same 16 teams. Pretty much it's just going to be top 4 teams in each division. And then you're just going to do a divisional bracket after that. So pretty much for the first 56 games, and then for 2 rounds, you're staying within your division the entire time. And then after all that, then whoever becomes the winner of your division, it'll be a 4 team. So you have 1 team from the North, 1 team from the West, 1 team from the Central, and 1 team from the East. And then their rankings will be based, their rankings will be based upon the seasonal standings, their record on the season, and then you'll rank them 1 through 4. One plays 4, 2 plays 3, and so on, and just continue on. It's going to be an interesting season. I'm going to be curious as to how all this plays out. Hopefully, all the teams will stay healthy. Hopefully, none of the players will test positive for COVID during the season. Won't have to quarantine. Just because that's what we're seeing in college basketball as well as football and baseball, that we had a bunch of games either canceled or postponed. So hopefully everything gets solved out. I'm excited to see it back. I'm going to be interesting to see who this actually favors more than anything else. Obviously, Canadians are going to have, not Montreal Canadiens, but the Canadians in general. There is going to be a Canadian team in the Final Four. That's guaranteed with this format. So they're going to have a really good shot about breaking that streak of no Canadian teams since God knows how long at this point. 94, I think, was the last time a Canadian team won it. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, the East with the Metropolitans, that bracket's going to stay the exact same. It's going to be still just as competitive over there. But it's going to be interesting to see with Arizona possibly talking about the move to the Central. Now Arizona Coyotes are going to have to already start playing against these teams with the new Seattle team coming in for the season after this one. And then the Central, you're going to get a lot more of the travel from the Central Division teams going over more to the East Coast, especially with the teams that they're going to have to be playing with the Carolina Hurricanes, as well as Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida Panthers. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the West and Central match up with this kind of a mix. And then I think there's just going to be a lot more going on in Canada. I'm really curious to see how much bigger some of these rivalries will get in Canada just because it's just going to be Canadian teams playing each other this entire time. Feels like that's what hockey should be, anyways. But it's going to be an interesting season. Let me know, who do you guys think is going to be the best out of all these teams? But until next time, please stay safe, please stay healthy.